Hi, I'm Colton with Porsche Centre Calgary, and we wanted to put together a special video for you guys today talking about 911 GT3s, specifically the 991.2 generation 911 GT3. We're quite lucky here in that we have the opportunity to drive lots of different cars, lots of cool Porsches, just about everything really that comes through. We can at least have some experience with, if not a whole lot, but we get to drive it all. So yeah, obviously a lot of experience with Porsche. Taking all that into consideration, the 991.2 GT3 is my favorite car I've ever driven with Porsche, and we have a unique opportunity right now in that we have a few in inventory, which is crazy. We'll go years without seeing cars like this at all in inventory. So to have three at once is quite a unique thing, and each of those cars is quite unique as well. The one I'm standing next to here is a GT Silver example, my personal favorite of the three, the color being a big part of that. I love GT Silver. I've owned a couple of GT Silver 911s myself, and I just can't get enough of the color. I think it's awesome. So what we'll do today is I'll mention a few kind of unique things about this one that make it special and unique, and then some of my colleagues will go through the other ones what we've got. And that's something that really is so cool about Porsche, is that there's so much customization available. Obviously, any GT3 you get is a really special, unique thing, but then to be able to further customize it to the degree that Porsche allows you is really, really cool. So even if you're not the one optioning those things, if you're buying the car secondhand, like in the case of these ones, you have something totally unique and individual, which most manufacturers don't let you do. And then another thing to consider with these is you will get the extra Porsche certified warranty as well, which is pretty neat. But just to briefly run down some stuff that I love about this one. So the color I've mentioned, I also really like that it comes with the standard GT3 wheels in silver. There's some other options that maybe we'll get to when we talk about the other cars, but I love a silver wheel. I think they're under-ordered nowadays. And then moving on to the inside of the car, a unique thing with this one, well, there's a couple that I'll mention. The seats are a big one. This one has the full carbon bucket seats. For many people looking for GT3s, those are a must. I appreciate the other seats as well. I would say, honestly, for me personally, you could go with just about any of them. One isn't inherently better than the others, but there are certainly benefits and drawbacks to each. But the carbon buckets obviously save a lot of weight if you're somebody who is going to be tracking the car or using it more kind of for the performance to get those extra few tenths out of the performance of it. The carbon buckets are great for that, and of course they're going to hold you more tightly than the other more standard seats would as well. Also, importantly with this example in particular, is that it has next to no mileage. We only have about 3,500 kilometers on this one, so as I'm sure is coming through on the video, it is immaculate. There's barely any use or wear on this car at all, so it's a really cool opportunity to get an almost new 991.2 generation of GT3 that you can kind of tell your own stories with, right, with such low mileage. So I love this example. I love as well, before I pass you over to one of the other guys, the fact that it comes with the manual transmission. In fact, all of the ones that we'll show you today have that 6-speed GT transmission, and it's just phenomenal. It really dials up, of course, the engagement factor with the car, but just the overall driving enjoyment to me skyrockets when you add that manual transmission. The PDK is great. It's faster, it's more efficient, but the amount of fun I have with that manual just can't be matched elsewhere. And paired to this 4-liter naturally aspirated flat six, you can rev it up to about 9,000 RPM, and the sounds it makes up there are just unreal. So yeah, very special car. I love this one, but here you can learn a little bit more about the other ones we've got.
Hi everyone, I'm Zach from Porsche Centre Calgary. Thank you for joining me over at our Guards Red GT3. As discussed with the last two vehicles, there are a couple different standout things that make this particular vehicle special and why I like it so much. For one, the most obvious one is going to be the Guards Red color, a classic Porsche color. Some say red is the fastest color, and it's going to have a whole lot of that. A few highlights besides the body being in Guards Red. If you come over here, take a look at the wheels, you'll notice that you're going to have the Guards Red wheel stripe going around them. That's most definitely something you don't see every day. If you go take a look at the interior, you're also going to notice that you're going to have the matching GT3 badging, seatbelt, and stitching in the vehicle. It pieces together everything very, very well. And just a few other highlights while we're kind of talking about the aesthetics of the vehicle are going to be stuff like your carbon fiber interior trim. If you come look at the top of your mirrors, those are going to be dumped in carbon fibers, as well as the triangles inside your window trim as well, which is not an option you see every day. One thing that you don't talk about too often with GT cars, especially GT3, is kind of the practical usability side. And this particular vehicle has a few standout options that do make the car much more usable on a day-to-day basis than actually most other GT3 builds will. Primary one's going to be your front axle lift. So if you do either have a steep driveway or you go to work somewhere where you need that extra clearance to get up into the parkade or anything like that, you are going to be able to have the ability to lift that front axle about an extra inch and a half to give you some more clearance. And then besides that, and one of my personal favorite things that is in this vehicle is the fact that it doesn't have the carbon fiber bucket seats. Those carbon fiber bucket seats, they can be, excellent for very specific people. They're actually quite comfortable once you're in them, but for most people, especially like me, I don't need that extra support. I'm not going to be on the track too often, and I find that these 18-way adaptive sport seats are going to be, for one, the more comfortable option. They're going to be softer, they're easier to get over the lip of the seat and in, and at the same time they're still going to provide you with great cornering support, and like I said, you're just going to be more comfortable on a day-to-day basis, much easier to hop in and out of, especially let's say you're going out on date night and you're all up in your dress clothes. So yeah, I definitely find that as a standout option with this vehicle. A few other things to touch on regarding performance of the car. This car, of course, is a manual vehicle, so that does give you the extra connected feeling to the vehicle. It really kind of appeals to the emotional side of driving. And the 991.2s do that anyways, a little bit more than the newer generations of GT3s and 911s in general, I find. It's just a little bit more driver's focused. And then taking a look back on the outside of the vehicle, you also notice that this particular build has your composite ceramic brakes, which you don't see on every single build. So obviously that comes with amazing stopping power. It's going to be very responsive, and look how cool they look on this car. The yellow calipers, they do stand out. And if you know Porsche, you know that you can only get the yellow calipers if you have the PCCBs on it, and just look how big those rotors are, because the car's super aggressive look. Talking about mileage, this one's got about 17,000 kilometers I wanted to say, so you don't have to be as worried about keeping the car looking new. And if that is a concern for you, great news, the car comes already fully wrapped on this one. So paint's going to be in great condition, and you're going to be able to keep it looking that way with it on there. But thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate your time and have a great day. Go and get out of here while I did it in one take.
All right, everyone, it's Jay Gombach, and I am here with what I think is the best of the three cars that you've seen today. The other ones are fantastic, but to me, those are the type of cars you date. This is the car that you marry. So although bucket seats and all the toys are nice to have and nice to look at, and yes, I definitely would take this car to the track, this is a car that I want to daily drive. Unlike the other ones, this one has a little bit of kilometers on it. So we're just north of 30,000 kilometers. Still, it's in great condition, but it's been driven. So you're not gonna baby it as much. You're not gonna worry about gravel. Heck, put some winter tires on it and drive it all year. That's what I would do. It still works at the track. It still has that beautiful 4-liter engine, manual transmission, and makes the world's best noises. However, you're not gonna baby it. You're not gonna just leave it in the garage and spend all day, every day polishing it, which is also okay if you're into that. This car has it's the same year, the same model as the other ones, but a few little differences. Because I want to daily drive this car, this has the electric seats, so not the bucket seats. Buckets are excellent and they're great for the track, and they will hold you in at high G cornering. However, these seats do a pretty darn good job themselves, but they are a little more comfortable for that daily driving. In my current Porsche, I get a lot of looks, which I think are hilarious, at the grocery store when I'm walking up to the car and I open the front of the car and put the groceries in. This is the world's best grocery getter. Comfortable, classy, not too loud, and can be abused. I love it. Drive it as much as you want, anywhere you want. You're paying for it, use it. Again, sapphire blue, beautiful color, with the painted trim inside. Again, they're all wonderful. You get a little bit better deal because someone has used this one a little more than the other ones. I think that's the ticket. They're all certified pre-owned as well, and will carry at least a 2-year unlimited kilometer warranty with roadside assistance. You can't go wrong. Thank you so much.